2021-2022 Champions League returns this week, and so do my predictions. It's the serious stuff. It's the last 16 first leg, and it's coming at ya next. Prediction video today. Look forward to 2021-2022 UEFA Champions League lockouts. That's right, last 16, aka the first legs, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe to keep you back today with all things Champions League related, Platinum Rose related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one roof. That's right, it's the serious stuff, guys. Of course, we do have a double-legged affair, of course, to deal with, but of course, it is basically win or you stay in, defeat, and of course, you could be getting yourselves knocked out. We'll take a look at it, all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They're the Patreons, guys. Thank you for your loving. Of course, behind the scenes. Of course, if you want to join the band of brothers, check out the link down below, patreon.com/overseas. But anyway, we're going to turn the clock back all the way, of course, back to last year, 2021, of course, recap the last matches for, of course, the group stages, and, of course, recap who's gone through, who went out, and, of course, bring you bang up to date with the Prediction League data. So here we go. Of course, it was RB Leipzig up against Manchester City. It ended up as a 2-1 win for Leipzig. Of course, I went with a 2-1 win the other way. Meanwhile, PSG destroyed Bruges there, 4-1 in the end. 3-0 win was my pick. Meanwhile, Porto picked up a loss against Atlético Madrid. Of course, that win for Atlético Madrid got them through. Meanwhile, AC Milan also got beaten by Liverpool on the road as well. 2-1 for Liverpool as they go through as well. Ajax, of course, fantastic group stage for them. 4-2 wins over Sporting. Borussia Dortmund 5-0 demolition of Besiktas, but it was too late for them. Real Madrid got themselves a 2-0 win over Internazionale. Of course, 3-2 was my pick. Not too shabby there. Shakhtar Donetsk could only get a draw against Sheriff. Of course, Shakhtar Donetsk, I think, are out. Sheriff go through to the UEFA Conference? Europa League. There we go. Bayern, of course, a 3-0 demolition of Barcelona. They go through. Barcelona go into the Europa League as well. Benfica, 2-0 winners over Dynamo Kiev as well. Atalanta, they lost at home against Villarreal, 3-2 in the end. Manchester United must a draw against Young Boys Bern. I think Ollie was in charge then, wasn't he? Salzburg picked up a 1-0 win over Sevilla to go through. Wolfsburg lost at home to Lille, 3-1 in the end. Of course, at the bottom there, Zenit St. Petersburg with a 3-3 draw against Chelsea. And, of course, Juventus with a 1-0 win over Malmo. That's, of course, the state of play in the last games. Let's take a look, of course, the groups. Here you go then. Of course, Manchester City go through. Of course, topping Group A, PSG join them. Of course, into Group B, we have Liverpool and Atlético Madrid also going through to the knockout stages. Ajax and Sporting as well. Those, of course, are Groups A through to C. Leipzig, they go through to the Europa League, as do Porto and as do Dortmund, of course, in the respective groups. What about Group D then, shall we? Take a look for yourself. Real Madrid, Internazionale go through, so do Bayern and Benfica. Manchester United and Villarreal also go through to the knockout stages. Sheriff goes through the Europa League, as do Barcelona, as does Atalanta. The rest go home. Let's take a look at, of course, the final couple of groups there. Of course, Lille and Salzburg go through, which was a bit of a surprise over in Group G. Sevilla, of course, to the Europa League, and Juventus, Chelsea also through to knockouts, with Zenit going through, with Malmo, Wolfsburg going home. That's the state of play there. What about the state of play in our own prediction league? Here you go. These are the winners for the last week of the group stages. Take a bloody bout, Pim, picking up 11 points there. Well done to you. Ultra Oatmeal also up there with 10, and a whole host is with 9. So well done to you guys, of course, kicking ass and taking it. Well done to the patrons for supporting the channel behind the scenes. Let's take a look, of course, at the Grandmaster leaderboard from the start of the prediction league all the way through to this point. Pim leads the charge with 62 points on the board. Hans Wurst is in second, alongside Max Sangardi, and Shane O'Donnell is quite tight at the top of the table. Of course, we've still got a whole host of predictions left to determine who will come out on top as the prediction king for the Champions League. If you want to get amongst it, the easiest way to do that is to head over here, /UCL picks. It is free to enter, good bit of fun, and all that kind of jazz. And hopefully, you'll be there to see your name in lights next weekend. But of course, we're moving on now to the knockout stages, and we ain't got much to talk about. In fact, we've got a lot to talk about, so let's take a look at, of course, the games. In fact, that looks a little shit, so we need to shimmy 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 shimmy. We need a bit more room. Need a bit more room. Bit more room. How about that? Okay then, folks, we have a lot to talk about here. Of course, it is the knockout stages, last 16 first legs. And of course, these are the teams that qualified through to the knockout stage. We have Paris Saint-Germain, we have Red Bull Salzburg, we have Chelsea, Atlético Madrid, Sporting Lisbon, Internacional, Villarreal, and Benfica. They're joined by, of course, Real Madrid, Bayern München, of course, Lille, Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Juventus, and Ajax, of course. Now, these games are taking place over, of course, a 2-week period, stretching from the 15th of February all the way through to the 23rd of February. 8 matches to talk about. Of course, they are the first legs. The reverse legs will be, of course, later on, of course, into the month of March. But we're going to get in the deep end now and kick it all off with PSG up against Real Madrid then, shall we? Let's jump in the deep end on this one. Of course, they'll be locking horns over on the 15th of February at the Parc des Princes. Of course, PSG have played Real Madrid 9 times in the past. That's, of course, all the way back to 2013. PSG picking up 2 wins, Real Madrid picking up 5, and there's been 2 draws. Of course, PSG coming to this, though, on the back of 1 defeat in the past 6, 75% form up against Real Madrid side, also 1 defeat in the past 6. Of course, the biggest win for Real Madrid over PSG is a 3-1 win. The biggest win there is a 3-0 win. And in fact, over the course of those 9 games, Real Madrid picking up 11 goals compared to PSG's 10, which works out around about 1.22 goals per game ratio. Meanwhile, PSG coming to this on the back of a 1.11 goals per game ratio against Real Madrid. Last time played, of course, over in Paris was a 3-0 win for Paris. That was in the Champions League Group A, all the way back in, of course, September 2019, coming at you. The PSG pick up a 1-0 of a Stade Rennes, of course. Real Madrid pick up a 0-0 draw against Villarreal, but coming into this on the back of a back-to-back clean sheets. Of course, it is the first leg of the affair. Of course, 11-10 is your PSG, 11-4 is your draw, and 5-2 is your away win on this one. I'm going to go with Paris on this one to get a 2-0 win at home to put themselves in the command of the driving seat heading into the second leg, of course, when we'll come back for that whenever it comes around. Meanwhile, kicking on forward, it'll be RB Salzburg. They'll be taking on Bayern München, of course, over in Austria on the 16th of February. That's Wednesday. Now, these two sides have played each other 4 times. 2009, 1 for Salzburg, 2 for Bayern, and 1 draw, of course. Salzburg coming to this, though, 100% form for them, picking up 6 on the spin, of course, and they haven't lost any of their last 19 home games. Up against Bayern, of course, who've just lost twice the past 6, 6% form for them as well. Of course, the biggest win for Bayern over Salzburg was a 6-2 win. The biggest win the other way is a 3-0 win. In fact, Salzburg have only got 6 goals compared to Bayern's 9, which works out around 1.5 goals game ratio against Bayern. Meanwhile, 2.25 goals game ratio for Bayern over Salzburg. Last time I played in Austria was a 6-2 win for Bayern. That was all the way back in November 2020. The reverse fixture, of course, was in Bayern back in November 2020 and was a 3-1 win for Bayern. The one and only win I've got was a friendly, so does it really count? Probably not. Salzburg pick up a 2-1 win over Rapid Vienna, of course, over in the Bundesliga in Austria. That was, of course, on the 11th of Feb. Meanwhile, Bochum did actually beat Bayern 4-2. Surprise there. I didn't actually realise that, but of course, can they bounce back? They should bounce back on this one as well. Look at the odds then. 8-1 is your Salzburg, 10-3 on. 8-1 is your Salzburg, 10-3 on is your Bayern, and 70-4 is your draw. I'm going to go with Bayern here, of course we are. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win on the road, of course, bounce back ability. Maybe they saved some players, I don't know. I've not really broken down that game. We'll, of course, take a look at the Bundesliga matches later on this week. Kicking off forward, it'll be Chelsea taking on Lille. That's, of course, on Tuesday, February the 22nd. We're going up and down the, of course, calendar here. Played each other 2 times, 2019, 2 was Chelsea, nothing for Lille, and 0 draws. Of course, Chelsea coming to this unbeaten the last 5, 75% form up against the Lille side. Just won twice in the past 6, 42% form as well. The biggest win for Chelsea over Lille was a 2-1 win, and they've actually scored 4 goals compared to the 2 over the course of those 2 matches. Two goals game ratio compared to the 1 goal game ratio for Lille. Of course, last time played was a 2-1 win for Chelsea way back in December 2019. That was over in Stamford Bridge. Chelsea coming into this on the back of a 2-1 win over Palmeiras in the FIFA Club World Cup. Of course, they played 2 games out there, and both of them, of course. Meanwhile, Lille pick up a 1-1 win over Montpellier back in, of course, 12th of Feb. Look at the odds on this one then, shall we? Have Chelsea 11-4 on for the victory, 7-1 is your long shot. That's Lille, and 4-1 is your draw on this one. Going to go with a win for Chelsea here, 2-1 at home. Of course, they'll get over the line with this one. Kicking off forward will be Atlético Madrid taking on Manchester United. That's on Wednesday, the 23rd of February. Of course, now these two sides have played each other 0 times. Of course, according to my eyes, it was a bit bizarre. Of course, anyway, heading into this one, Atlético Madrid just 2 wins in the past 6, 42% form up against Manchester United side. Also 2 wins in the past 6, 58% form as well. Heading into this one, Atlético Madrid beat Getafe 4-3 over in the La Liga. That's, of course, back in the 12th. Meanwhile, Manchester United could only muster a draw against Southampton. It's actually been back-to-back draws for them, and they haven't won since a win over West Ham way back on the 22nd of January. Meanwhile, kicking off forward on the odds then, we have 7-5 is Atlético Madrid, 9-10 is your Manchester United, and 9-4 is your draw. I'm going to go with a draw here, I think. It smells like a draw. No, I've gone with a win for Atlético Madrid. Surprise, surprise, 2-1 win in the end, but it's not over yet. Of course, second leg will be completely different, and I feel that Manchester United will raise their game because it is probably their only chance of silverware. I think, right? Kicking on forward then, it'll be Sporting Lisbon taking on, of course, Manchester City. That, of course, takes place on the 15th of February as well. Of course, looking forward to this. Played each other according to my eyes 3 times 2010. 2 wins for Sporting Lisbon, 1 for Manchester City, and 0 draws. Of course, Lisbon coming to this just 1 defeat past 6, 75% form up against the Manchester City side, coming to this on the back of a 12-game unbeaten run. Of course, 92% form as well. 5 wins at the past 6. Coming at you. Last time played in Lisbon was a 1-0 win for Sporting Lisbon. That was back in March 2012. That was in the Europa Cup knockout stages. That was over in Portugal. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture was a 3-2 win for Manchester City as well. But I think ultimately, Sporting Lisbon came through on that one. Meanwhile, Lisbon did beat, actually drew with Porto on the weekend of the 11th. Meanwhile, Manchester City picked up a 4-0 win over Norwich. And they come into this on back-to-back clean sheets as well. Look at the odds for this one then. We have 11-1 as your sport and 4-1 as your draw. 10-3 is your way win. That's Manchester City. I'm going to go with them as well on this one. 3-0 win for City on the road to take it to the house. Kicking off forward to be Internazionale. They're going to be taking on Liverpool. That's, of course, on Wednesday, February the 16th. That's this week. Of course, now these two sides have played each other according to my eyes. 2 times to 28, 2008. 2 wins for Liverpool, another Internazionale, and 0 draws. Just 1 defeat the past 6 of Internazionale. 67% form up against the Liverpool side, who've won 5 of the bouts, 92% form as well. The biggest win, though, Liverpool over Internazionale was a 2-0 win. In fact, they scored 3 goals without return against Internazionale, which is around about 1.50 goals against ratio. Coming at you, though, of course, last time I played in Italy was a 1-0 win for Liverpool. That was back in March 2008. Of course, that was in the Champions League group stages. No, it's actually in the Champions League knockout stages. Wow. Meanwhile, Internazionale picking up a draw against Napoli. Liverpool pick up a 2-0 win over Leicester City, of course. Look at the odds for this one. 12-5 is your Internazionale. 21-20 is your Liverpool, and 13-5 is your Liverpool. Are your favourites here, but I think it's going to be a draw, right? No, God, I've done it again. 2-1 win in the end for Liverpool. Goodness gracious me. Surprise. Into the final 2 now with Villarreal. They're going to be taking on Juventus on Tuesday, February the 22nd. Now, these two sides have played each other just the one time since 2009. It was a win for Villarreal. Of course, Villarreal coming to this just 1 defeat in the past 5 for them, 50% form up against the Juventus side. Also, 1 defeat in the past 6 for them, 75% form as well. That 1 defeat was a friendly, so it doesn't really count. Meanwhile, Villarreal pick up a draw against Real Madrid last round, of course, on the 12th of Feb. Meanwhile, Juventus pick up a 2-1 win over Salzburg in the Coppa Italia quarter-final. I am recording this on the 13th, so they might be playing tonight. Kicking off forward, though, Villarreal. The odds for this one, we are 8-5 for the victory, 13-8 is your Juventus, and 12-5 is your bloody draw. Tight again on this one. Going to go with a 2-2 draw. Goal fest on this one over in Spain. And then finally, we have Benfica up against Ajax on Wednesday, the 23rd of Feb. Now, these two sides have played each other according to my eyes 4 times 2009. 1 for Benfica, 2 for Ajax, and 1 draw, of course. 2 wins, 2 defeats, past 4 games for Benfica, 67% form. Up against Ajax side, who unbeaten in the last 6, 100% form as well. Last time played in Portugal was a 1-1 draw. That was back in November 2018, of course. And coming at you, though, Juventus, not Juventus, Benfica pick up a 2-1 win over Santa Clara Azores over in the Portuguese top flight there. Meanwhile, Ajax pick up a 5-0 win over Betis Arnhem. That's on the 9th of Feb as well. They're also in action. They're actually not in action, so over in the Dutch league. Surprise. Kicking on forward, though. Take a look at the odds for this one then. We have Benfica coming at you. 13-5 for the victory. 5-2 draw. Even Stevens is your Ajax on this one. Going to go with a win for, I think, nobody. 1-1 right down the middle. And, of course, they'll have to do it all again in the reverse fixture over in the Netherlands. That's, of course, my picks. So, of course, the last 16 first legs. Be sure to get your own picks in using the website, cut/UCL picks. And, of course, I'll see you back around for the next one, of course. Now, of course, that is all I've got for you. Be sure to give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. If you think you are a European football expert, a nerd maybe, a football statistician, or somebody who wants to get involved in football content creation, get involved with me down below in the comment section. Say, hey, I'd like to get, I want to be able to start making movies and videos and all that kind of stuff about Champions League, about European football, or better still, follow me on Twitter and direct message me that way. And of course, let me know about your intentions and thoughts that you would like to be part of the Overseas Mafia. We're trying to get faces on the channel, new faces, of course. Maybe do some videos this season and maybe even next season, of course, on a bit of a regular basis. But until then, guys, if that's interesting you, let me know down below. And of course, but until then, smash your thumbs up, subscribe, smash the thumbs up, give us some love, and I'll see you soon, of course, whenever we come back around. But until then, we're done for now.